My presentation is basically about getting and staying focused on your goals. It's built around the idea that it's easy to get motivated, but it's difficult for most people to stay motivated. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. By show of hands, how many of you have ever made a New Year's resolution? All right. It's not surprising. Statistics show us that 67% of Americans do make New Year's resolutions every year. Sad fact is, only 10% of people ever actually achieve their goals. And in fact, nearly 50% of people completely give up on their resolutions before the end of January. So that's what I mean when I say it's easy to get motivated, but it's difficult for most people to stay motivated. I hear people say all the time, I was going to write my goals down, but God, you don't realize how boring it is. Besides, I don't need to write down my goals. I know what my goals are. I know it's the biggest killer of success out there. You should be calling clients every day. I know. You should be asking for referrals every single time. I know. You should be writing your goals down 3 to 5 times a week. I know. See, I know it's going to hold you back so much because just knowing isn't enough. Our brains are tracking machines, the way we've been wired since primitive man. Inside your brain is this little bundle of nerves, and it's part of what's called the reticular activating system. And one of the functions of the reticular activating system is to filter information from your conscious mind down into your subconscious mind. And I'll give you an example of when your reticular activating system may have kicked in. I'm going to assume you've all bought a new car. It doesn't have to be brand new, just new to you. I'll also assume that before you bought the car, you read different reviews, you test drove different makes and models, you finally decided on the car that was just right for you. So you go down to the car dealership, put your money down, and you drive your new car off the lot. And as soon as you leave that lot, you're suddenly aware of every single car that looks just like your new car. In fact, sometimes it seems like every third car you see go by you looks just like your new car. You weren't aware of them a week ago, but suddenly there they are right in front of you every time you look. That's your reticular activating system. All those reviews you read, all the test drives you took, that all got filtered down into your reticular activating system, and it realized that for whatever reason, this car is important to you. So now it's taking every opportunity it can to point out every car that looks just like your car. It doesn't know why it's important to you. It just picked up on all of this information and it realized this car is important. So now it's pointing it out to you. So if you just imagine what a powerful ally your reticular activating system can be if you put it to work to help you achieve your goals. By writing your goals down 3 to 5 times a week, that's getting filtered down into your reticular activating system. And just like that car, it's now going to go to work to try to find every opportunity it can to help you make those goals a reality. And as I said, visualization is hypnosis. Now, when I say the word hypnosis, people tend to get a little nervous. They see the chairs up here. But hypnosis is not what you think it is. A lot of people think that from the time they wake up in the morning until they go to sleep at night, they're in a fully conscious state. That's not true. You're only in a conscious state for about 30% of your waking hours. The other 70%, you're slipping in and out of trance-like states. If you don't believe me, here's a few examples. How many times have you ever driven past your exit on the expressway? Yeah. Were you fully conscious? Do you make a habit of driving past just so you can burn a little gas, spend a little more money? No. You were in a trance state. How about this? You pull into the driveway at the end of the day, get out of your car, and you can't remember how you got there. You don't remember if that stoplight was red or green. Did you stop at that stop sign? It was another trance state. Your subconscious mind took over and just got you home. Now you walk into the house, and there's a member of your family just completely zoned out in front of the TV, oblivious to the fact that you walked in. That's a really powerful trance state. Try this next time you're at the office. Got a little time, you're going to take a break, and you don't want to listen to your goals? Get up and walk around and see how many of your colleagues you see just sitting around like this. Go up and snap them out of it. Ask them what they're thinking about. And they're going to be completely honest with you. They're going to say this: nothing. I wasn't thinking anything. I wasn't doing anything at all. And they're not lying. Find one of your top achievers. Find one of your top achievers in that trance state. Snap them out of it. Ask them what they're thinking. Completely different response. They're going to say, you know what, there's this really high net worth client I want to land. I'm just trying to figure out who I know that knows this person so that I can get an introduction. They're always taking advantage of this little trance state. They're working constantly. So right now, we're almost to the part where I'm going to bring people up and put them in these chairs. But before I do that, I'm going to make you 3 promises. And the first promise is this: you don't have to volunteer if you don't want to. I don't force people to come up here. I've been doing this for several years. I've never had a problem getting people in my chairs, so I promise you, you don't have to volunteer if you don't want to. I've actually had times where people didn't want to come up. It doesn't happen very often, but if you don't want to, I promise you, you don't have to come up here. Second promise is this: if you do come up here, hypnosis is one of the most wonderful feelings in the world. 1 hour of hypnosis is like an 8-hour nap. I'm going to have you up here for about a half hour, a little bit more, so it's like a 4-hour nap. And you're going to feel refreshed, recharged, relaxed, Really is one of the best feelings in the world. I've had people come up here that were fighting colds, they had headaches, they didn't feel good, they left the stage, they went off and danced and had fun at the end of their conference, they had a wonderful time. It's an incredible feeling, I promise you that. Promise number 3, I'm not going to humiliate anybody. My purpose here is not to embarrass anybody or humiliate them. We're not going to be pole dancing, we're not going to be clucking like chickens. I've had people say, oh, come on, and then I have to tell them, just be careful what you wish for because it might be you up here. But I promise you, I won't humiliate anybody. Every demonstration I do carries with it a business message. I'm going to give the volunteers a suggestion, they'll act on the suggestion, and I'll explain to you what's going on at the subconscious level. So again, you don't have to volunteer if you don't want to. It is one of the best feelings in the world, and I'm not going to humiliate anybody. And I'm going to throw in a bonus too. At the end of my demonstrations, I always give my volunteers some positive suggestions. So if there's any goal you want to achieve, if you want to quit smoking, you want to lose weight, anything at all that you'd like to change in your life for the positive, well, I've got you up here, got you in a hypnotic state. I'm going to fire some of those positive suggestions into your subconscious mind to help you start moving down the road to achieving those goals. So these are our volunteers. Starting right now, these guys are in a really good state. You can make all the noise you want. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and laugh. Once a person's in a hypnotic state in their subconscious mind, they're like a 9-year-old child. They just want to please and have fun. So the more fun you're having, the more fun they're going to have. So go ahead and give these guys a big round of applause and send them even deeper. Everyone up on stage. In just a moment, I'm going to come by and I'm going to touch you on one of your shoulders. When I do, I want you to imagine that arm is becoming stiff and rigid like a steel bar. It'll lock at the shoulder, lock at the elbow, lock at the wrist. When I touch you on the shoulder, you're going to imagine that arm becoming stiff and rigid like a steel bar, straight out in front of you, just like this, stiff and rigid like a steel bar, locking at the shoulder, locking at the elbow, locking at the wrist, that fist locking right down, stiff and rigid. No matter how hard I try to push it down, I cannot push it down. No matter how hard I try to bend it, I cannot bend it. Perfect. This arm like a steel bar, stiff and rigid, locking at the shoulder, locking at the elbow, locking at the wrist, stiff and rigid. No matter how hard I try to push it down, I cannot. Misty, locking at the shoulder, locking at the elbow. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. You guys are all doing great. What this is an excellent demonstration of focus. You want to achieve your goals, you want to be successful, you need focus. Every other part of their body completely loose, limp, and relaxed. The only thing that's stiff and rigid is the arm that's like a steel bar, stiff and rigid. The rest of their body loose, limp, and relaxed. Perfect. Loose, limp, and relaxed. Perfect. The only thing they're focused on is that steel bar. And that's the kind of focus you need to have if you want to be successful. You got to shut out the outside distractions. We heard Kelly say earlier, we are living in an age of change and it's happening faster than it's ever happened in history. We've got all these distractions going on around us. You need to have focus even more now than you have in the past. But at the same time, you can't maintain this kind of focus 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're going to burn out. So at the end of the day, it's important to just take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just sleep, relax, and let it go. Sleep, 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 relax. Sleep, relax, and let it go. Sleep, relax, and let it go. So again, the rest of my presentation, keep this in mind. Change the pictures in your mind, you change your behavior, you change your performance. Let's talk a little bit about emotional control. Would you all agree that a person who believes in themselves, has a positive self-image, believes in their products and services is going to be far more successful than a person who has fear of failure, fear of rejection, and doesn't believe in their products and services? Just makes sense, right? Because you're not out there just selling insurance or financial services. You're building relationships. You're solving problems for people. It's much easier to do that if you take the whole sales aspect out of it. Just believe in your products and services, believe in yourselves, build those relationships, and you're going to have a very successful career. Sometimes there's just changes that are happening that you have no control over. So learn to let those go. Take control of the things you have control over. Control your business, control your lives in a positive way. And I want to look at this idea of emotional control just a little bit more. We've all heard the saying, never let them see you sweat. And maybe, again, our new advisors, producers in the room, maybe you're a little bit afraid to approach clients. I know, like I said, 91% of clients said they would give referrals, 11% of agents said they asked for them. If you're afraid to ask for referrals, use visualization. Spend a few minutes before you have your appointment with your client visualizing a successful outcome. Visualize that this person is your best friend and you're about to help them solve a problem. It eliminates all that stress, all that negativity around asking for referrals. Again, if you go into this business as a problem solver, as a trusted advisor, and not a salesman, you should have no problem asking for referrals. These people want to give them anyway. So don't be afraid to ask for them. But if you do get nervous, 5 minutes, visualizing a successful outcome, visualizing that this person you're about to sit down with is your best friend, and you can eliminate those negative feelings and replace them permanently with feelings of success. But let me show you something. Like I said, never let them see you sweat. Everyone up on stage, you realize this next thing to be true. You're now sitting on a beautiful beach, and it's 85 degrees out. Maybe it's a beach you've been to before, maybe it's a beach you've always wanted to go to, but it's 85 degrees. You're gonna sit up in your chairs on the count of 3, kicking back, enjoying that sun beating down on you. It's on the count of 3. Eyes tightly closed, kicking back, enjoying that sun. 1, 2, and 3. It's 85, 86, 87 degrees, getting hotter and hotter. 88, 89, 90 degrees. Go ahead and fan yourselves off. Do what you got to do to stay cool. But remember, we are in public. If you want to kick your shoes off, go ahead and do that. It's now 91, 92, 93 degrees, getting hotter and hotter. 95, 97 degrees. Fan yourselves off. Do whatever you got to do to stay cool. It's 100 degrees. 101, 102. Wow, it's getting so hot. 103, 104 degrees, getting so hot. 115 degrees. I live in Phoenix, and in summer it gets to be 120 degrees. Well, right now it's 125, 126, 127 degrees, getting so hot, so uncomfortably hot. You're starting to sweat. That sweat's just pouring down off your forehead, getting so hot. 115, 125, 135, 140 degrees. You feel like you're about to burst into flames. It's 150 degrees, so hot. And you may be saying to yourself, well, they're up there, they've got lights on them, maybe they're a little nervous and they're sweating. All right. One of my volunteers look off on the horizon. There's some storm clouds moving in. They're going to ruin your beach day. You can already feel the temperature starting to drop. It's now down to 110. It's down to 95. These clouds are really starting to move in. It's dropping now. It's 75 degrees. It's getting cooler. 60 degrees. You can feel that rain starting to just beat down on your head just a little bit. Down to 65, 60, 55, 40 degrees, 30 degrees. It's dropping like crazy now. You are not prepared for this. It's down to 10, 9, 8 degrees. Huddle up with the person next to you if you need to stay warm. It's now -5, -6, -7 degrees, getting so cold. -25, -30 degrees, so cold. As you all take a deep breath in and sleep all the way down. 2 people I'm touching right now, only the 2 people I'm touching right now. 1, 2, 3, eyes open.
Okay.
Do you guys know each other?
No.
Shake hands. Shake hands. You guys can be friends for the rest of this conference. And just take a nice deep breath in and sleep all the way down. Perfect. Person I'm touching right now, we're going to move to you. Person I'm touching right now, in just a moment I'm going to ask you to open your eyes. When I do, you're going to suddenly realize that the number 3 no longer exists. In fact, the number 3 has never existed. You don't even know what that word means. As far as you're concerned, you've always counted 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Backwards, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. That number between 2 and 4 has never existed. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is how you've always counted. Nod your head if you accept and understand. Perfect. Person I'm touching right now, and only the person I'm touching right now. On the count of 2, eyes open. 1 and 2, eyes open. Welcome back, Chow. How are you? Thank you very much. Chow, I'm going to ask you to stand up with me. And this might seem like a really weird question for you, but can you hold your hand up like this? Perfect. I'm going to point at each finger, and I want you to count out loud for me, okay?
1, 2, 4.
Oh, louder. Let's go louder.
1, 2, 4, 5, 6.
Is that right? How many fingers were you born with? 5 on one hand, right? Well, let's count backwards then. 5, 4, 2, 1, 0. 0 finger. You must be really good at math with that 0 finger. Let's try both hands. How many fingers should you have total on both hands? 10. 10. All right. Let me just do this. Okay, so.
1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
11. Where'd that extra finger come from?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Go ahead and have a seat. Try to figure out where that extra finger came from. Maybe your math is off. Maybe, I don't know. Did you guys find that funny that she forgot that particular number? And yet you forget things every day. Have you ever walked around your house if you wear glasses, looking for your glasses, and they're right there on top of your head the whole time? Or how about this? You've got your list of goals. You walk in the morning, and one of your goals is to get right to work and start calling clients. And, well, let me just log into Facebook really quick. Well, let me go grab a cup of coffee. Well, let's talk about the football game. Suddenly you've forgotten to call your clients. You guys forget things far more important than this every day. And this is funny, yet loss to your business by forgetting to call clients isn't so funny. So just keep that in mind. We forget things every day. That's why it's important to write those goals down so that you can keep them right in front of you so you can stay focused on them. Chow, did you figure it out yet? No? I touch you on the forehead, you suddenly realize what's going on. So how many fingers? Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Give me 5. Sleep. All the way down deeper and deeper. Perfect. Person I'm touching right now, you realize this next thing to be true. Next time you open your eyes, you're going to realize you're thirstier than you've ever been in your entire life. You just need a drink of water. It's like you just spent a week in the desert without water. You got cotton in your mouth, you got sand in your mouth, and you're just getting thirstier and thirstier and thirstier. Perfect. Next time you open your eyes, you're going to realize you need a bottle of water. So when you open your eyes, you're going to demand that I give you a bottle of water. You're not going to take no, you're not going to take maybe, you're going to demand a bottle of water. That's not a problem. I do have water for you. The problem is, though, no matter how hard you try to open that bottle, you will not be able to open it. It's like you've got the strength of a newborn baby. You can feel yourself getting weaker and weaker as I talk right now. When you open your eyes, you're going to realize you're thirstier than you've ever been, and you just need a drink of water. But no matter how hard you try, you will not be able to open this bottle. Nod your head if you accept and understand. Okay. 1, 2, 3, eyes open. Guillermo? You thirsty?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. So remember earlier we did the pointing exercise, and I talked about self-limiting beliefs. This is what we're seeing right here. I'll move out of the way so you guys on the left can see. Any other time, I didn't crank that cap down. I was actually testing it to make sure that it moved freely. He has an image in his mind of what he believes it looks like when he's got the strength of a newborn baby. He's reacting on that image. Change the pictures in your mind, change your behavior, you change your performance. Any other time, he could rip that bottle open, and he's getting thirstier and thirstier and thirstier. But he's got a mental block right now. He's got a picture in his mind that he cannot open this bottle, and that's his result. So again, change the pictures in your mind, change your performance, change your behavior. If you have negative pictures in your mind, your life is going to be negative. If you want to have a positive life, have positive pictures in your mind. This isn't the law of attraction. This isn't secret again. This is just how your brain is wired. This is the reticular activating system. Everything I've taught you today is based in science, based on sound psychology, and demonstrated for you right there. I can't let him go through this anymore. Guillermo, 1, 2, 3, you can now open that bottle. Go ahead. You've destroyed that bottle. Let me get you a fresh bottle. Squeeze that thing like it was a lemon. Here, I don't want you to be thirsty anymore. Take that one. Your strength is back just like that. There you go. So again, I cherry-picked these volunteers because I knew they would give me these kind of reactions. The same thing is true for all of you out in the audience. Change the pictures in your mind, change your behavior, change your performance. And on the last number, you'll realize all of this applause is for you. On 5, eyes open, wide awake, fully refreshed, awake, alive, and alert. Let's hear it for these guys one more time. They were amazing. Crystal, thank you so much. You can go back to the audience. Thank you, Chow. Thank you. You can go back out. Mom, thank you so much. You can head out. Christine, thank you. I don't see your name tag. Marcia, nice to see you. Thank you. You can head back out. Guillermo, thank you. Misty, thank you so much. Veronique? Very nice to meet you. Jeffrey, thank you all so much. Thank you again. My name is Jack Hirsch. Enjoy the rest of your conference.